Hi, everyone.
Hello. How is everyone doing today? Welcome to Live with Erin and Alex.
Yes, we're excited to be together, even though we're not together. I'm in Cleveland, and Erin, as you can tell, is in Kansas. And we are doing a live stream setup where you can see both of our beautiful faces. And so today we're going to leave Linda in the wayside and show you guys a presentation about our kit sale that we have this week that we're really excited about. So we're going to bring up the chat and just say hi to some of you guys. Thank you guys for joining on both YouTube and Facebook, wherever you're streaming from. We stream on both platforms, and we just wanted to say hey. So usually when I do lives, I like to start with a little icebreaker. So my icebreaker has to do with Thanksgiving because, of course, 'tis the week of Thanksgiving. So we hope you all are having great celebrations. And did we decide on which question? Is it fail or
Yes.
memory?
No, I
Okay.
think fail is a better, less
Okay.
generic
Okay.
question that I came up with.
So my icebreaker question to you guys, you can leave a comment in either YouTube or Facebook. What is your most memorable Thanksgiving fail? I have one. I always tell this story. Linda will probably remember it, but I was pretty young. I don't know why I really remember this story. But I was at my grandma's house a long time ago in Emporia, Kansas, and I really wanted to make something for Thanksgiving. And I didn't know how to cook. I didn't know what to do. I was too young to be able to cook or use the oven. I got so excited. I thought, I'll make my own meal. It'll be great. So what did I do? I went and found bananas in my grandma's kitchen and I mushed them up with my hands, put it in a bowl, put it on the table. And I remember being like, oh gosh, my family like very kindly was trying to eat the mushed bananas that I had like squished with my hands. They were so wonderful, but probably wasn't the best meal. So that was my Thanksgiving fail. Tell us yours.
How's it? That's a culinary delight right there.
I
Um,
know.
so mine is for a lot of holidays, I like to make sugar cookies. And so you're making sugar cookies in advance. And so a lot of times if I'm frosting the sugar cookies, I will put them in the oven to dry because you want to get them off of the counter. You have other things preparing. Um, and so, but you're going to use your oven later, right? So you're preheating your oven for the next dish that you're going to make. And, 10 minutes later, you realize that you have melted your beautiful sugar cookies that you just spent
No,
half a day preparing. I've done that at least twice. And
no.
I was trying to remember if it was Thanksgiving or Christmas that I did that, and it was probably both. But so that's my holiday fail at least.
Man, well, hopefully no fails today.
Uh,
So,
mm,
or not today, but this week.
this week, I hope not.
And
Let's
hopefully
see.
no.
Do we have anybody had some Thanksgiving fail stories? I saw somebody said something about an oven catching on fire. That sounds like something I would do. I've done that with bacon before.
Really?
I have. Yeah, don't let the bacon grease slip into the oven.
Oh no. Yeah, good to see everyone. Lots of people. Hi, Nancy from Albuquerque. Margaret from Maine. I know you. You were at our knit ensemble workshop in Cleveland. Hi, Margaret.
Christmas present was a new stove. See,
Oh, nice.
you were thinking, thinking in advance on that one.
Yeah. Maybe I'll like intentionally break something so I can get it as a gift.
There you go. And break that mixer. Get a new one.
Hi, Novi. You were with us in Cleveland a couple weeks ago as well. Thanksgiving's your favorite holiday? It's up there too for me.
Having everything ready to go and the oven isn't working. Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay. Good stories.
Yeah,
Well,
keep leaving comments. Betsy's in the chats. We'll love to connect with you wherever you are. So, but today we're gonna be showing a presentation all about our curated kit sale that we have going on. So, if you go to our website and click on the homepage link for our sale, you'll see all our kits that are on sale right now, which is pretty amazing. And we also have online workshops for sale too. So we're just gonna share our screen and talk about them. And Erin is there with all the garments behind her as well. So
right. So if you have any questions about what we're talking about in the presentation, we'll of course do questions after. And so if you need any additional details, we can do it then.
yep.
Okay. So like Alex said, we're having 40% off the kits this week. We've had so many amazing kits over the years of So Confident and of over our live presentations, and so we wanted to share all those with you during this presentation. So 40% off. That's fantastic.
Yes. Some of you are probably already shopping. And yeah, like I said, what is great about these kits is that most of these kits, not all of them, but most of them have an online workshop that is paired with the kit. So if you're buying the kit for one of the ones that we're mentioning here that has an online workshop, we would highly recommend getting the online workshop because these online classes are rarely for sale. There are select classes that are for sale. Most of them, except one really, is for 30% off. So $35 compared to $50, which is a great deal. And so you can learn how to make the garment that you purchased a kit for. And with this online class, Linda and our team develop and produce amazing monthly videos as part of our So Confident program. And we love being able to teach you our signature sewing workshop techniques in the form of a video, really every month with a lot of our patterns with our kind of project a month theme that we've been doing with So Confident. So take advantage of this offer as well. Sneak peek, guys. This is the first time we're showing this graphic for you guys to know as a whole the theme for So Confident 2024. If you are a So Confident member or have been in the last 12 years, bravo, standing ovation. But we are producing our 13th year. The theme is From the Vault, our Vault series. And if you can gather anything from the word vault, you might be able to pick up some things. If you've been to our Kansas location, we have a basement that's often referred to as the vault. Our basement houses history of the sewing workshop, just endless amounts of garments. And a lot of these pieces, what we say, are from the vault, meaning they're some of the original sewing workshop garments that were produced over 30 years ago. So a lot of our projects next year for So Confident 2024 are going to be these pieces from the vault, original patterns. You know, in 1991, when Linda started the company, she produced a number of patterns, and we're going to be featuring some of these original OG patterns that a lot of you might know or have way back in your stash. So we're very excited to talk and tell you about So Confident 2024. We are launching our memberships, both yearly and monthly subscribing memberships, on December 1st. So mark it in your calendar. You're going to want to sign up for So Confident 2024. We also have a free Zoom session that's a great option if you want to just learn more about So Confident. You'll be able to get on a call with Linda and myself, and we're just going to provide an informational Zoom where you guys can ask questions and get to know more about So Confident if you've been with us before or if you're new to the program and have always wanted to join and maybe never have. So the great thing about this too, in this presentation, if you're interested in So Confident, or if you're interested in taking one of these online workshops but don't really know what it means, you don't want to commit to something like that, you're going to actually get a preview lesson today where you're going to learn how to hem the Helix pants straight from a video that Linda did as part of So Confident 2022. And you guys are going to learn how to hem pants today. So some of you might need to for your Thanksgiving dinner. I don't know. All right, so let's first talk about what kits we have and what is on sale this week.
All right, so the first thing is the Mayfair coat. So we came out with the Mayfair coat last year. It is a knee-length coat that has inseam pockets and an inverted pleat in the back. We initially launched it as a rainwear, as a rain jacket, but you can also make it we've done it in wool, felt, or in boucle. So there's a range of different fall to winter fabrics that you can use with the Mayfair coat. And so the kit we have on sale this week is a rainwear fabric in camel. And a lot of the kits and things that we talked about when we initially launched it was a two-tone coat, which is fantastic. And that's really fun to do as well. But a classic camel coat would be perfect this time of year. We've had a lot of rain here, so it would be fantastic to throw that on every day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and what's great about this is with the online workshop, I think the key piece in this particular one that's on sale is that you're going to learn how to sew with water repellent fabric. So you're going to learn how to use the right thread, stitch length, seam, hem finishes, all the right pressing techniques, everything that really works and will make this project shine because it is a rainwear fabric. So that'll be a key piece that you will learn in this online workshop for the Mayfair coat.
Okay, the Helix pants. So you're just talking about hemming the Helix pants. Mm-hmm. And I think the Helix would be fantastic to wear for Thanksgiving. You mentioned that, but I mean, it's a slim pant. It has darts at the waist. It's flat at the waist with an elastic waistband. Fantastic thing to wear when you're eating a full meal, right? And but they are sleek. They're sophisticated because of this the silhouette, the slim silhouette. And we tend to make them in a ponte knit. The ponte that we're selling for the kit is a lighter weight ponte, very drapey, has a nice sleek finish. So it's beautiful in this pottery color. I think it's a color that you can use as a neutral.
And yeah, this is a really simple pull-on pant with these back darts. What I learned a lot about this pant a couple weeks ago in Cleveland when we had our knit ensemble workshop where we had everyone making Helix pants. And the great thing about this particular online workshop, I really think you need this one because it's the one we have regarding pants that will help you learn how to measure yourself for pants. It will also help you learn how to determine your starting size. So many times we think about pants, we think about any sewing garment, and we don't know how to measure a pattern. We don't know how to measure ourselves. So in this workshop, these are really key pieces to help you measure and learn how to find your starting size, especially for pants. So these are key learning pieces for this particular online workshop. So like I said, we're going to have a preview lesson for what Sew Confident is really like. So this next slide is a preview of a video Linda did for how to actually hem the bottom of your Helix pants. There are some really key learning pieces here, things we talk about all the time. You're going to hear and learn some things, hopefully, but also hear her talk about items we have like Fusey Web. We talk about pressing templates, and we talk about creating a memory crease, and we use seam irons. We sometimes use pressing cloths, and of course sleeve boards and pressing boards, all these things. So you're going to see tools she uses. You're going to see Linda actually do this. And I think, like I said, that's the great thing about these workshops is be able to actually visually see what's happening and how to create these garments along with Linda. So let's go ahead and watch this video.
When I'm preparing my hems, I like to sew just the outer seam only for just a little bit so that I can pre-press my hems, get them ready, and operate flat instead of in the round. So this is the outer seam, and you can see that I have clipped through the seam allowance at the point of the fold of the hem, and I've trimmed out a little bit of that seam allowance just in the hem area. That reduces the bulk so you don't have two seam allowances pressed open on top of one another. It's like it's grating the seams. We'll use our piece of tag board, cut 1 inch wide, and we're going to press these hems. So I put this tag board template on the wrong side of the fabric, and now I'm going to press this hem allowance up and over the template so that the raw edge of the hem matches and meets the top of the template. And then I'm going to press through all of the layers. Now watch the iron. I'm rolling it just a little bit, so I'm pushing that hem allowance up and over that template. This is one place where I don't feel like I can use a press cloth. I really need to be able to manipulate this a little more carefully and see what I'm doing. But I'm producing what I call a memory crease. So now I have my crease. I'm going to apply some fusee web to the edge. And you can see that just like the seam finishes, I'm not finishing the bottom of this hem allowance. But I'm fusing this paper-covered line of glue right next to the raw edge of the hem, keeping it out of the seam allowance that I still have to sew. Leave the tape on, don't take it off. Sew that next seam, in this case the inner leg seam. Let's press that open. And press the little seam allowance open through the hem allowance. And now I can remove the fusee web. There's that paper that gets removed, and you can see what's left. It's this little tacky line of glue. That is just the right amount of material to really keep this hem in place. It's not going to shift. I don't have to pin it. So my 1 inch hem allowance is pressed in place, ready to go. So I know right away that I have an even hem because of the template, and it's not going to shift on me. Now this might be a chance to actually try the pants on before you do any stitching and make sure you like the length of the pants. And then you're ready to sew it. And it will look like this. In matching thread, of course. But that is a beautiful finish for pants. Either use a walking foot or engage your even feed feature on your sewing machine so that you don't have any blips, puckers. It's all nice and smooth. And the inside of the pants are just as beautiful as the outside.
You know, it's such a great video to watch, and it reminded me that of the amazing thing about So Confident is you have those videos anytime you need them. So, you know, the next time you're going to do a hem, even though you might have watched that video a couple months ago, look at it again and be reminded, like I just was, about grading the seam of a hem when you fold it up so it's not as bulky. Or, you know, knowing exactly the flow of how to use those pressing templates, because to me that's key. And learning how to do it and getting comfortable with it is watching Linda do it. So,
and you know what I love too is seeing her hands like press the fabric or how she moves things around. You know, there's an art to like how things are placed, how her hands move, you know, and it takes so much practice. She's done these things for so long. And so I love to really, again, just be able to see visually, like, how is she doing this? How is she pressing the fabric? And she's narrating it as she's doing it. And, you know, all of the samples she creates really give you a full visual image of how to execute that look and that technique. So,
and interesting enough, I resisted the pressing with templates for a long time.
Really?
But after actually watching the videos, I was like, okay, now I kind of see the flow of it. I felt it was kind of awkward. And like you said, it's just exactly watching how you're supposed to do it versus hearing about it. So I think it's essential.
Totally. Well, that's a preview lesson. So that's one little lesson within a larger lesson of it, an entire video. A lot of these videos are over an hour long and just have different learning points within them. So that's a preview lesson of how to hem the Helix pants. And for that kit for our Ponte that's on sale today, it might be a good thing to consider to get this workshop with your Ponte kit for the Helix pants.
All right, our next kit, the Haiku 2. The Haiku pattern was one of the kind of first 10, or it was one of the original patterns that we produced. And then so many years later, we decided to do the Haiku 2, modernize it a little bit, shorten it, and change it up. And then we revitalized it again. And this time we made it in a sweater knit, and a just nice, lightweight, cozy sweater knit. It has a nice texture to it, and we have it in black and in mustard.
And I think the big technique for learning in this online workshop is the sweater knit element. So learning how to work and what tools to use to really make sweater knits look like they're ready to wear.
Oh, the Edgewater. The Edgewater, we came out with that last year, and it's one of my favorite patterns. I love dresses. I love skirts. And so this is a pattern that has both. It's fantastic. And so the Edgewater has a fitted in the bust. It has short sleeves, and it has these panels towards the bottom, a larger panel on one side, with a dart, and then a lower bottom panel. And then and it's an elastic waist for the skirt. And then we also have some kits. So when we launched, when we were initially designing it, we thought it would be fantastic in a color blocked dress or a color blocked skirt. And we had also been starting to see a combination of woven fabrics with knit fabrics, and we're still seeing a lot of that. Some really interesting ways to combine different fabrics. And so this kit has a woven on the larger bottom panel, and then knit on the main part of the garment, and then the smaller lower panel. And we have that in a coastal teal and a black and white for the dress, and then the same coastal teal for the skirt, and then a really fun, punchy, fresh citrus.
I think these would make great gifts, And I love the woven she's talking about on one of the panels of the skirt is cotton poplin. So it's 100% cotton. That's the woven. And then the other knit is bamboo jersey. So these really soft, really nice jersey knits to go with the skirt. Really, any of our knit online workshops that we have will teach you everything you need to know about sewing with knits, which I think is just so huge. One of our most signature techniques is how to put in a ready-to-wear neck binding. And so you're going to learn that in this workshop, which we do across all of our knit garments, our t-shirts really specifically. So like, for instance, I'm wearing the Mason top and I have my ready-to-wear neck binding that I love. It works. And in this video tutorial, you would be able to see Linda actually do that, and how she measures it, and all the different ways we put that in. So.
And another dress that we came out with last year, the Gardenia. It has a dress and blouse option. So the dress has a sleeve band on it. It has a pleat down the center, or a tuck in the front, and then the two pleats down towards the waist. And then it is a knee-length A-line dress. And then the blouse has similar details, but it has an armhole binding instead of the sleeve band. And then they're both finished with a cute little tie that kind of cinches in the waist if you want to do that, or you could leave it off. We've seen people do that as well. And we have kits. Forgot about our brand new kits. So we have brand new kits and beautiful printed linens. We get some really amazing printed linens in, and you wash them and they get so soft and drapey. I love all these prints, everything from a really soft chrysanthemum, I think a print or embroidery. That might be embroidery. And then on the far right is my favorite. Look at those colors, kind of a watercolor rose print. That's really great. And then the ribbon print's really fun. It actually reminds me more of like the ocean, the flowing water in the ocean. So we have some really great new gardenia blouse prints.
Yeah, so this kit would be just for the blouse, not the dress. So enough yardage just for the blouse. And to also review, these kits do not come with the patterns. So the pattern would be a separate purchase. So the gardenia workshop. This one, I think the key takeaway for me would be learning how to do handkerchief hems. So we have a lot of hem tutorials. We talk a lot about hems here at the sewing workshop, and specifically learning how to do a handkerchief hem with a ramie fabric or a linen fabric or some kind of light woven fabric is key here.
The willow blouse. This was another favorite top that we came out with. We had some really sophisticated blouses, I think, in the last couple years, and this was one of them. A collared shirt, set-in sleeve. It has this beautiful draped piece that comes across the front and buttons. And then it's asymmetric along the bottom. So one has a really deep side slit, and then the other is just a traditional closed side seam. I love that detail. I love that it is asymmetric, and just the balance of that drape across one side and then the slit on the other. I think that's really nice. Just gives a little edge to your traditional, button-up shirt. And we have some great new kits for this one as well. We have these in Liberty prints, which that we're a huge fan of around here. And we have them in, some of them are kind of a little tiny print, and which is a little more traditional for Liberty. And then I love these large scale prints though, everything from florals to more modern look. So I think these are really fun.
This is like a great classic shirt with a twist, which I think is what also makes the shirt so fun and interesting.
Right. I think I like that. I love a collared shirt, but it is fun to change it up a bit and make it, that asymmetric element.
And learning how to do a collar, whoa! I need to watch those videos like all the time. So that's great for the willow. And we've made this in like a dress as well. There have been some other variations of it in different kinds of fabrics. So it might seem a little bit summery for right now, but those Liberty prints are year round. And, we paired this willow with an earlier kit that Erin mentioned, the Haiku 2, that she'll show probably later if you guys have questions about it. But, being able to put the willow with a sweater, some kind of sweater knit jacket, the Haiku 2, the Anne's cardigan, something like that. So,
and it does come in a long sleeve. I tend to forget that myself, but it does have a long sleeve option. Our kits are for short sleeve, but the long sleeve is something you could wear now with the cardigan. Still got to throw in that cardigan around here.
Another classic with a twist, the hibiscus.
Oh, this one's great. I remember when we came out with this pattern and the interesting ways people would combine fabrics, from linens to cotton shirtings. And so it's just always been
buster for sure.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, it's fun. Everybody's always just made some pretty amazing shirts with this over the years. And so our new take on it when we did this class was another classic, like you said, classic with a twist with classic cotton shirtings. And so we've got, this blueberry pinstripe and then the kind of the wider stripe at the bottom. And then of course we had to throw in a floral, you know, to make it a little jazzy. And then we do tend to like to do contrasting fabrics, like on the undercollar or a stand or a binding. And so we did that in this garment with some really fun buttons.
Yeah, and I love this project too because it talks about bias, which isn't something hugely discussed. So it has these bias pieces at the bottom. So in the class, it teaches you how to work with bias. And I love Linda's glasses in this, by the way. I haven't seen you wear those in a while, Linda. You should bring them back.
I think those are the ones she has in green and pink.
And
yeah, another part about this class that I wanted to point out is talking about the collar and stand. That's a tricky technique that I know sometimes people avoid. And so this is a great class to really perfect that technique. So a great pattern to pair with your hibiscus shirt is the Hudson. This was one of those projects that came by popular demand. It's a design that I know Deb talked about. It was kind of talked about amongst us for a long time, and we had customers who were really interested in this. And so for a So Confident, we did this Hudson pants variation with the bias panels along the bottom that crisscross in the front. So it's a really fun class. Linda teaches you how to dive into the class already, Alex. But that seeing the plaid in that picture, one of the things that I love about that class is that she teaches you how to match plaids. I mean, who doesn't need to know that? But if you don't want to make it in plaid, you know, we do have some solid linens that are fantastic for our kits in like an auburn, a black, and a navy.
Yeah, that overlapping bottom panel is such a fun detail for any fabric, plaid or solid. I think I'm wearing this illustrated shirt today. So
exactly, is that the same color?
I think so. It looks a little bit darker on the screen probably, but I am not a lot of people are afraid of yellow, but you shouldn't be. Yellow is actually pretty cool. Yes, there's skin tones that are similar to that color, but don't be afraid of yellow. Don't be afraid of yellow.
Yeah, I think it looks great on you. So the Maison, pictured here, we have it in a stripe and a solid contrast, but like Alex has, she has it in a solid throughout the garment. But it's a great kind of more oversized piece. It has dropped sleeves, a fuller sleeve that hits at the elbow. It's in hip length top that has a band along the bottom. We've made this top in a couple different ways. We've made it with the band like it is. We've also made the band kind of one-to-one with the garment, where it's a little looser. You know, you're seeing so many different variations of this now in ready-to-wear, you know, like with sweatshirts and these more oversized t-shirts and like in a French terry or so we're seeing a lot of this look, this comfy look, and I really like it myself. It's fun and easy to wear, and I love picking out pieces in my closet that are easy to wear.
Yeah. What are you wearing right now?
I'm wearing a Hugo.
Hugo, okay.
Which is nothing that we're talking about, but I loved the color.
You've made a Maison in a scuba fabric, which is another kind of knit, and it's in a similar color or something.
That's true. I did. I made it with a little higher neck binding, which I thought was kind of fun. So kind of a mock neck. And then the same length of sleeves, but then I lengthened the garment itself into a tunic, left off the bottom band. And that's a really fun garment to wear.
This particular pattern has you install a sleeve in the flat rather than in the round. So that's kind of a key technique, where other video tutorials we might have would be how to teach you how to install a sleeve in the round. This one is in the flat. So this is our flat method. And but I've made this shirt probably 7 times. It's definitely one of my favorites. I'm currently working on a version where I take the Maison top, that has this very drop shoulder, and it does have, it does have this sleeve that kind of hits me around the elbow, but I'm wanting to make it a long sleeve with the Marceau detail at the wrist. So stay tuned, working on that.
Oh, that sounds
I
fun.
know.
Yeah, that's a fun sleeve detail and a pattern we don't talk about as
Yeah.
much as we should.
Love this one.
Take it away. This is you all over the place. This is
I mean, so this is the Crane Street tee from 2022. I actually taught this video, so I haven't done as many as Linda. She's the true MVP. But in this online workshop, I don't teach you how to make the t-shirt, because we do have an online workshop where you can learn how to make the Crane Street tee, but you can also take the online workshop where you want to learn how to do embroidery. So I designed these embroideries for the long sleeve Crane Street tee in a French terry, and the black that you see is the full embroidery design. But then I also teach you how to break up the embroidery and scatter it across the t-shirt, so you don't have to just have a single all over look. You can place it as desired. I teach you how to do basic embroidery stitches. I think about 7, 8, or 9 stitches. I can't remember how many, but it's quite a few. So running stitch, back stitch, French knot, kind of all your basics you would want to know for embroidery design. So because I love t-shirts and I love adding embroidery on t-shirts. So you can take, like I said, the online workshop, or you can take the regular Crane Street tee online workshop that just teaches you how to create the Crane Street tee. The Crane Street tee has a really cool neck binding detail. It's not our traditional ready-to-wear neck binding technique, but it is a 2-pieced neck binding that comes together at the shoulder seams, and there's like, you have to get the video even just to do this part, because it's like you have or you follow our instructions and just follow the illustrations that Erin creates, but it has a really, really interesting neck detail.
Yeah, that was a tricky one to design, let alone teach. So, but it's really neat, and it overlaps there at the shoulder, and it's a neat technique.
Ooh, okay, 9 embroidery stitches. It's not 7, but 9. Good to know.
And we do have the embroidery kits as well. So everything, did you mention that? Everything that you need to add to your Crane Street, we have those kits available.
Or if you just wanted to make a short sleeve version in a jersey knit, we have 3 different colors for this kit. So you can just make kind of a standard solid knit version.
And then, like Alex mentioned, we do have the Crane Street online workshop. And so, it's a good pair to have. You get the first step in making a traditional Crane Street tee, then you add in the embroidery element in the second class. And then we have the Sterling jacket kits. And we came out with the Sterling jacket, and we talked about this a couple weeks ago on live. And this is such a great just throw on with everything jacket. It fits really well. It has some really interesting piecing details with all the different panels throughout the jacket, with a bias panel along the bottom, and then a 5-button closure across in the center of the garment. And we do have a couple of these kits left. We have some stretch corduroy in oatmeal, and then a cotton jacquard dot in black.
We call this kind of a deconstructed jacket. And the kind of fun parts about the design of this is it's in this particular jacket, it uses a rolled hem, and it has this double collar feature as well. So in the video, you'll actually see Linda with a serger and doing a rolled hem feature, which is fun. So And I also, a key piece too with a lot of these garments is Linda actually shows you how to do the buttons and buttonholes. So, which I think is a very common sewing technique, but easily overlooked as far as like the real learning of it and the kind of key features and how it really is different with every fabric. So being able to kind of prepare and measure and secure buttons the right way.
Oh, the cat fabric.
Still there. We got some. So I'm definitely a showstopper every time I wear this outfit because I wear my pencil pants in a leopard print with this shirt. So I look like a cat lady. I still don't have a cat, by the way, for people that have asked me ever since I did this live stream. I don't have a cat yet, but I dream about it every other day. So maybe someday soon. But if you want to get this particular kit, this is on sale as well. The 9 Lives is a great, great pattern to, it's kind of a simplified version of a camp shirt. It doesn't have a true collar and stand, and it has like what else does it have? It has 8 buttons here. So in my particular pattern, I lengthened it. It is pretty short, so we do recommend either layering something longer underneath, or if you want to lengthen it a couple inches. But this is, one of those fabrics that came through and we couldn't pass it up, so we made this particular kit for it.
The Charlie Bomber. This is such a great pattern. This was a pattern that started with the San Diego jacket, and we had so many variations that we did with the San Diego jacket. And one of them that really stuck, that was a standout garment, was a bomber jacket. And it was requested over and over again. And so we decided to make a pattern out of it. So the Charlie Bomber is what kind of manifested from the San Diego. And this was another one of those fabrics, Alex, that came in and I just was stunned. I thought the colors were fantastic. The print, the drape of this knit, of course it was on Garo, so you can't love it more. So we decided to do the Charlie Bomber kit in this fabric with a coordinating ribbing and then also an underlining knit on the inside.
It's very on brand with your coloring, Erin. Like these are Erin's colors.
Apparently I don't have any deviation.
The online workshop doesn't take you through specifically the Ongaro kit, but when this workshop came out, we had at the time this we underlined this jacket and actually taught you how to quilt the cotton knit and the cotton twill together. So is that done on the Ungaro? It's still quilted, but even though it's 2 knit, right? So we do the same technique, but that's like key in this learning for this online workshop is actually learning how to quilt these together in this diamond shaped pattern. Also installing a zipper.
That can be tricky, definitely, especially depending on what kind of fabric you have.
All right, those are all of our pieces on sale for the kids. Ooh. Wow. So
realized we had so many.
So we're gonna take questions here in a bit, but just to review, if you have any questions about specifically these garments, Erin has them all behind her, so she might show some of those. But these kits are 40% off, so grab a kit, anyone that we've mentioned, and if it has an online workshop, grab the online workshop too, so that you can watch and learn and sew all at the same time. And also, we're not really ending yet, but we just want to say happy Thanksgiving. And just to remind you guys that Sew Confident 2024 is launching on December 1st, which is a Friday. And we'll be sending out a lot of emails about that. But we have our free Zoom as well on Tuesday, December 5th. And so you'll just be hearing about that coming up. So feel free to email us with questions about Sew Confident as well. So I'm going to take this slideshow away and pull up the chat, and Erin might stand up or might want to show garments. We'll see. So Yeah, let's see if we have any questions.
Oh, I'm back. Let's adjust that camera. All right, yeah, if you guys have any questions for me, I do have some of the garments behind me. So if you had wanted to see any details or had any specific questions about the patterns, just let me know. And I guess maybe, if we're waiting for comments, I could talk about the gifts or kind of give me some feedback, Alex. And
Yeah. Lots of I'm kind of just going through all the comments here still. So looks like Betsy's posting the links and just some good comments on what people are liking. And still reading some Thanksgiving comments. So, oh no, someone's power went out.
I'll have to go back and read those because I don't know if it'll terrify me or make me feel better about some of the things that have happened to me on holidays.
Okay.
I do see a question about the haiku too.
Yeah, we can go ahead and do that one since it popped up.
Okay.
The haiku too is the only muslin I've ever made that Linda agreed with me. It's not for me. How is the haiku too different than the regular haiku?
So the haiku, when it originally came out, was long, which is actually the length of this cardigan, and it had the same pockets. But the lapel was a lot wider on the original, so it was a little more. The shape of it was the same size, but I think the lapel made it feel a little bit more overwhelming. So we did narrow up the lapel. We did offer a shortened version with the haiku too. So we had the long and the short. So which I think kind of helped the silhouette a little bit when it was a little bit shorter for some people, because I know we have people who are tall, people who are more petite. So the shorter version might be a better option for you. But we do still offer, a longer version, which works for some people.
Can you show that a little bit closer to the screen?
Sure. So this shows the detail of the pocket. And a really unique thing about the back is the sleeve and the back yoke are all in one piece. So the instructions on how you put this garment together are really interesting, the way it's shaped and the way the garment's formed.
Can you talk about the Helix pants a little bit? They're asking if the fitting is part of the sewing instructions. I think that's your question, Margaret Lloyd. So in the pattern and in the sewing, what's included?
So in the pattern itself, we don't offer any fitting solutions in there. The video is where we offer that for the class. We have fitting solutions in there. And then we always remember we have our fashion encyclopedia, which we are getting reprinted, and that will come out again soon in print form, but we do have a digital form. And then we also have our fitting insight, our workbook, which is also another great resource if you are looking for some fitting tips. But if you're wanting a video, the class has great pant fitting techniques, and then the pattern itself is going to talk about how to complete the garment.
We have Mary Berg asking what a handkerchief hem is. So,
well, I happen to have a willow right behind me here. So the handkerchief hem, or kind of a narrow hem, is shown on the willow blouse here. So it's a double fold hem, usually narrow, or it is narrow, even narrower than this sometimes. So just a really fine hem that you're going to use on lighter weight fabrics. That's what we do in the willow shirt.
And we also have a great hem download tutorial called 5 Narrow Hem Options. And that's a great reference point for those different types of hems that we mentioned in some of our patterns.
And we also do it in the gardenia.
When will we get the oatmeal jacquard back? I think for the sterling.
For the sterling, that is a great question that I don't know the answer for.
Yeah.
That might be something we'll have to get back to you on. In this one, is this the garment?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. We'll have to get back to you on that.
Are any patterns on sale this week? No patterns specifically are on sale, just the online workshops and the kits, and both of those do not include the pattern.
Correct.
There's a whole conversation now happening between Novi and Linda about the haiku too, so.
Thank you, Linda.
All right. Actually, I think that's Linda says we do not have plans to restock the oatmeal at this time.
Okay.
That is all the. Oh wait, no, I think that's all. I think that's all the questions I see.
Okay. All right. So there were a few other things that we wanted to talk about before we let you guys go. And so we know that the holidays are coming with Thanksgiving this week and, other holidays coming in December that you might want to purchase gifts for. So we do have a few amazing new products in stock that might interest you. So we have these gift sets of silk thread in 2 different colorways. We have a fall colorway, which has some really great greens and cranberry reds and some great, neutrals on the bottom. But then the ultimate neutral set is this one here. So these are really great if you're wanting to do basting or if you're doing your tailor's tacks. So these are cute little gift set you might be interested in. We have a limited edition rotary cutter that is so sleek and fantastic. And then we have some additional rotary blades that we are going to put online soon. They aren't there yet, but the rotary cutter is. And then we have these shears. Oh, just the weight of these. And we have an 11-inch shear from LDH. These are fantastic. And then a 9-inch.
We all know Linda's really good love for shears. Those are very cool. I love how black everything is, the rotary cutter and the shears.
I know I know I'm the sewist in the household, but my husband would love these shears.
Are they really heavy? Is it really?
They're nice and heavy. Mm-hmm. The 11-inch, which I think is really helpful and actually pretty rare. It doesn't seem like you can find a good solid pair of shears this long. Mm-hmm. And so we have those now online. And then one thing, I think it went through in the beginning of the presentation, but I do want to point out that we do still have the French terry scallop swing tee kits. I wanted to make sure and point that out. This is our class from November, So Confident. So we do have a few of these kits left. That's a great online class that you can also purchase.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a great pattern variation, taking the swing tee with long sleeves and adding that bottom detail. It's just like perfect outfit for this time of year.
Oh, fantastic. I think I might have to put that on after this is over because the short sleeves are not working.
All right, guys, just a reminder too about So Confident coming up in 2024. We have our launch happening on Friday, December 1st, which is next week. Is that right? Oh my gosh.
It is.
And then we have our free Zoom session, which will just be an open Zoom to anyone that can join. We'll send emails and details out about that as well. But if you've ever considered joining So Confident, or if you've been a member before and you want to just hear more about what's happening in 2024, it's just a free informational, very casual Zoom with Linda and I where we just talk and answer questions. So love to see you at both of those things. And we also have our virtual cocktail party for current members on December 1st, which is next week as well. So we're excited to see you guys for that. And if any of you are listening and want to join that cocktail party, you can. So once that becomes available, we will make that live for purchase too. So You see if there are any last minute questions. Can left-handers use the rotary cutter?
Well, since I'm not left-handed, I think it's interesting. Like Kathy is left-handed, but she tends to use her right hand and her left hand, I believe, with traditional rotary cutters. But I think it feels pretty good in my left hand. But I know that that's a personal choice.
Mm-hmm. There is one other question about which patterns are for heavier weight fabrics or kits. It's winter for a lot of areas.
Well, the haiku too, like we talked about, that's a cardigan, or you can make it as a cardigan. So I think that's great for, some cozier fabrics. I think you could do that with the sterling. I know traditionally we're making it out of really drapey, kind of medium weights, but I think you could do that in maybe a boucle and a wool. So I think that would be great, especially with the raw edges. I think that would make a really nice jacket.
The French Cherry Crane Street tee is great because that's long sleeve. It's in a French cherry, very, very comfortable, very, very soft. So that's kind of a wonderful kind of mid-weight t-shirt, but because it's French cherry, it will feel very warm.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
I think you would have to lengthen the sleeves, but I think you could, kind of like on our Memphis dress, I think you could use that maybe as your guide, but you can easily, lengthen a sleeve and make a more medium weight edgewater. Mm-hmm. Maybe in a French terry. I mean, I think that'd be great.
Oh, and of course the Charlie Bomber kit. That would be amazing. A great option.
Right. We've made that in a fur, and that was fantastic. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see if there are any last minute questions.
This has been a fun format, Alex. Yeah. So I think it's been great. So thank you guys for staying on with us and hopefully enjoying our presentation.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to have Linda in the comments. She's talking to you guys. So, all right. Thanks, everyone. Thank you to our team. Thank you to everyone that watched. And we hope you have a great and wonderful Thanksgiving. And we will see you next week and are excited about next year and what's happening. So check out the sale for both online workshops and our kits. Enjoy.
Okay. Happy Thanksgiving.